Well, hey, we're back. We got this motor stripped down to the fuel rails and the injectors. Speaking of the injectors, if we were to use these injectors, leave these in here, we would have to take the calibration codes and load them into the ECM of the top kick via a scan tool because each injector is calibrated for flow rate. And there's a code on the top of the injector here that you can rewrite or load into the ECM with a scan tool for the corresponding cylinder. So we could use these injectors, except for a bunch of them didn't come apart at the return line. They broke the little nipples off, and part of that is stuck into the top of the injector. So rather than spend the time to try and mess with that and get each one of those out and have the risk of some debris going down inside the injector, what are you finding down there? There's nothing there. Sniffing everything, always sniffing everything. What we're going to do is we're going to swap out the injectors from that motor. And probably the fuel rails too. That's how they're supposed to come out. Time to start stripping this one all down. Hope I don't forget where everything goes. I have an advantage though. I have access to GM documents. A little tip for those who don't though, a lot of pictures on your cell phone before you take things apart so you can reference them when it's time to put things back together. Got to be careful with these glow plug nuts. They like to break off. Yes, we're going to try and transfer these glow plugs to the other engine. I already got them all out on the other engine. Some of them were already broke off. Not the glow plug inside the engine, just the little nut that holds the wire on. Well, as you might be able to see, we got a heck of a huge mess going on here. But we finally got all the injectors swapped and the fuel rails swapped. A few of the fuel lines are a little bit different. And then we can get on to the exhaust manifolds and the glow plugs. This has taken a lot longer than I had hoped. We ended up with some broken bolts and a few other problems, but we're slowly getting there. my 10mm socket. A lot of tedious work here, but we got to make sure that we do it right. Nice to have a real clean floor.
Are they supposed to be flushed?
No, they stick out a little bit.
Okay. Then my gaskets are in.
Okay, good. So, yep, slide it down in there. There we go.
Thank you.
Well, that's as far as we're going to assemble the top of this engine. We put our lifting chain on here. We're going to set it in the way it is without the turbo on it and all the intake ductwork. The reason is because we had a little bit of a clearance problem getting it out. So this way we can have the chain a lot shorter and hopefully have enough clearance to set it in nice. But we can't set it in there just yet. We still have to change the oil pan, and we have to change this rear engine plate. This one came out of a little short school bus, so it had a 480 LE behind it. Our top cake, of course, has got the Allison. So we have to take this rear engine plate off, put this one on, and change the oil pan yet. Okay, that'll work. I think that'll give us enough clearance. I hope so anyway. Okay, now we get to take the rear engine plate off and change the oil pan.
Okay, so do you want to clean the one that we got to stick on and get all the old issue stuff off?
Yes.
Okay, here you go. I will do this and you do that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh.
Yeah, you got some around the front, and then around the other side, and then we got some inside.
Inside?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna be a stinker butt.
Is that a technical term, stinker butt?
Yeah.
Well, we got the oil pan off, we got the engine plate off, and I was reading some of the comments in our last video. Some of you have been asking, why didn't you just switch cranks? Well, reason is when they break in the main journal like that, there's only a 50-50 chance that the block is still good. Sometimes it ruins the block. If it takes the bearing out too far, it can ruin the block. Some of you have been commenting also about the cranks breaking on the Duramaxes all the time. Well, I did a little review of the Duramax updates from GM. They haven't redesigned the crank, they haven't changed the firing order, they haven't changed the balancer. And the new L5P has a substantial increase in horsepower and torque. So the only thing I can assume is that they maybe had some bad forgings for the crank. Some of you have also been asking why I didn't just get another Duramax from a Top Kick. Well, they're a little hard to find and kind of expensive. The one from the school bus was quite a bit cheaper. But it's getting real late, and like always, I gotta go to work in the morning. So thanks for watching, BSF Recovery Team. Keep wheeling, be safe out there, and maybe we'll see you in the woods.